G'day YouTube. Warbles on a lot here. Nearly a week after the big concrete pour. The 15 cubic metre slab. And I don't know whether it shows up in this view, but there was a little arty-farty idea that we attempted so to do, involving dropping wet green gum leaves in front of the petrol-powered helicopter trowel. Not being my slab, I didn't think about the idea, but my daughter had heard that it was a thing, and Enzo the concreter had never dreamed of doing anything like that. So we gave it a go. And at the 1 week phase, if I leave it any longer, the leaves are not going to be strong enough to pull out of the concrete. So I'm going to do it right now here today. Otherwise we got no benefit from the exercise at all, sort of thing. But the theory was that the leaves were supposed to be pushed into the concrete by the weight of the troweling machine, and then the thin crust of concrete over the top would break off, as has occurred in a lot of these places. And this section along here, that's all sort of the veranda, and maybe this section along here, because up there that's all anchored by the plumbing for a bathroom, and the rest of the kit fits onto here, with a sunny little corner over there and emptiness of the concrete along here, maybe a metre deep, and similarly along there. So the theory was to decorate the concrete with gum leaf impressions. Kind of brave. Rod, the formwork carpenter, he reckoned he was kind of highly surprised, because normally any concreter goes fairly berserk at the idea of any leaves getting onto the job, but Enzo was prepared to give it a go. And let's face it, in the grand scheme of things, if you really truly don't like it, you can always tile over the top of it, can't you? But I personally think, however it turns out, it's in the category where if you're trying to make a wall, and you make the wall out of bricks, and you make the bricks absolutely perfectly even, and if one brick is half a fraction of a sandfly's foreskin out of line, you can stand 15 metres away and you can see that wrong brick. I think in this case we've got such a variety of obvious leaf-shaped impressions, some of them more and some of them less detailed, sort of depending on the consistency of the concrete. Now this is a particularly goodly one, where you can see the central spine and there's a slight recess. It's a reverse bas relief process, so you get a negative image of the leaf, and it all depends on how good the concrete was when the leaf got troweled into it. And all of these ones in the area that's going to show, they appear to be just exactly the correct depth of the concrete for the decomposing leaf to generate sufficient gas that as it curls up and dries as it dies. Now that was a bit experimental, because that was the very end of a branch with growing buds ready to turn into a flower. I personally thought up that hypothesis and gave it a go, but the rest of it, all my daughter's inspiration, because if you're going to spend $27,000 in a day on concrete, you might as well have it look a little bit arty-farty at the end of the process, eh? Right. But anyway, that's where we're at here now today. Warbles on a lot of YouTube. Ciao.